All right, good evening. My name is Lance. I'm with North Dakota Carnivore. Just giving an update on the last couple of days here. It's been another one of those wonderful days out here. It's back up into the 80s. It's been in the 80s for the last few days. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little cooler, but you know, that's what happens. It's not a big deal. I've been in a few different groups for the carnivore lifestyle. I watch videos from a bunch of different people. I do watch a live stream really early in the morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning with Dr. Kiltz. He has a great community on YouTube. It's one of the more interesting ones. Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, Alia, they usually have a guest. And it's a really, really interesting community. They got some extremely knowledgeable people that are in the live stream chats and stuff. And every day they give away something on there. Which hashtag in for that, and then they select a winner daily. And I've won that once, which was pretty cool. Got a t-shirt. I was on Dr. Kiltz's website. I was buying a t-shirt for my wife when I heard that I was the winner of that morning. So I got the t-shirt I wanted for my wife for nothing that day, which was pretty cool. And so I gave my information, and then I was asked if I wanted to share my carnivore journey with them. So I typed up my carnivore journey and I sent it in, and it was featured in a weekly update that they send out. And this morning, Dr. Kiltz announced that he's got the Kiltz Health Digest that they're doing now. And he actually had a paper copy of it that he was showing in the meeting. But this is what it is. So we've got the Kiltz Health Digest here. Of course, that's Dr. Kiltz up front. And it goes into information. A little forward by Dr. Kiltz. Information about animal Kiltz. Becoming a certified Kiltz health coach. It's got that information in there. It's got the information on animal. Just basic information. Carnivore for babies. Of course, Kiltz health merchandise. That's where I got my wife a Body by Bacon. It's actually, if you look at my thumbnail on here, you will see that I'm wearing a Body by Bacon t-shirt. That's the one I got for my wife. That's a large shirt. I used to be in a 3XL, and that shirt fits me nice. It's not tight on me. And then it goes on, gives you more information about supplements here, fasting. So it's got health information, recipes, different things going here. Fried goat cheese, success stories. Got Papa Carnivore. He's been in a lot of the groups that I'm in. I've seen him in a lot of chats. He's actually one of the administrators on the KMT morning meetings that we're in. And then look at that. The next page, I'm on it. And this is the first one. To me, that's actually really cool. I'm really proud of that. But they shared my story in their first run of this. Another one here, Kelsey, Aaliyah Wells, her before and after. She's got a really great story. Follow her on YouTube also. And then, again, the health coaching and information on here. But this is just something that they've got that they just started doing here, which to me is really cool. I'll have a link to this in the show notes. So if you want to take a look at it a little more in depth and maybe interested in doing health coaching, check out what they've got going on for that. Other than that, it's just been another one of these wonderful days here. Eating on that old, got my Proper Human Diet t-shirt on. I guess it helps if I sit up straight in my chair. Get my camera turned up a little bit too high. But PhD, Proper Human Diet, Dr. Barry. One of the great carnivore doctors out there also. All right, I just had to pause for a moment here. We got some heavy equipment being moved around right outside my house. So it was kind of noisy and it was loud enough that it was distracting me in here. But staying on the diet. This last week I've been just eating one meal a day at night when I get home from work. So it's all week long. It's just been burgers. I've had a pound and a half of hamburger, ground beef, or actually burger patties. I've been seasoning them and throwing them in the oven and cooking them 400 degrees for 30 minutes from frozen, and they're absolutely fantastic. Today's burgers were just a little bit different. These were fresh. I had to run to the grocery store to get some stuff for my wife yesterday. She's not feeling that well. And of course, I got to walk through the meat department. They had 1/3 pound ground chuck patties on sale. It was a pound and 2/3 package. So 4 patties in there. For $6. And it was manager special, so the 2 packs that they had there, I grabbed those. I cooked those today. And they're not bad. I can't believe just throwing them in the oven like that and they come out that tasty. But of course, any fat that's rendered out of the ground chuck, you just pour it right back on top and let it soak it back up into the patties while you're eating. It's delicious. But I've had issues the last couple of days. I checked my blood sugars and my ketones. I'm wearing a CGM on my arm so I can watch my glucose. And it's been high since I put this one on, and it shouldn't be. So I know I've had a lot of mucus here the last 2 weeks because of some mold that I got exposed to, or last week and a half because of mold I got exposed to. And it's also what's going on with my wife. Now, I know if you have an infection, it will raise your blood sugars. The infection is has glucose in them. I'm believing the sinuses, when you have a lot of mucus, does the same thing. And that would account for my slightly elevated glucose levels. Now, I'm talking about slight elevated. The last time I wore a CGM, my average was about 97 for my average glucose for a 24-hour period. Right now, it's at 107, so it's up 10. And it's getting better each day. But my wife also found a seasoning that we tried on these hamburgers. It doesn't say it has any sugars in it, but I'm wondering if it does, and that's one of the other reasons why my blood sugars may be staying high, because not only are my blood sugars high, my ketones are non-existent right now. I've had the Keto Mojo for probably 10 months now, something like that. My ketones haven't been below a 0.6 since I've had it. 0.6 is the lowest I've had. My ketones today were at 0.1, which is non-ketosis, which is strange for me. Monday, they were at 0.3. I checked 4 different times on Monday, and each time it was 0.3. Doesn't make sense. Tuesday, 0.3 all day. I did the little test file to verify that it's reading properly so that the test solution came out, and it comes out right where it should be for both the ketones and for the glucose. Today, when I measured mine today, and I was at 0.1, and I'm like, what in the heck is going on? It just doesn't make sense. And even before I ate dinner tonight, that was earlier in the morning, where in the morning is usually my lowest level. And that's where I've been at 0.6 before. But I'm usually at about a 1. But being at a 0.1 this morning is just crazy. So I made fresh ground beef patties today with just salt. Nothing else. Again, I still use the rendered fat from cooking it, poured it back on there, so I get all the fat that's involved in it, and that's what I want. But I'm going to see if this makes a difference tomorrow. I hope it does. Or it might just be my sinuses and the mucus that I have that's causing issues with my ketones and with my blood sugars. I know for my wife, her blood sugars have been out of whack the last few days because of this also. She's been extremely stuffed up, really bad. And her blood sugars, where they had been running at like in the upper 90s to say like 115, everything below 120. She's been way below 120 for a long time. For the last 4 days, 5 days, she's been up in the 150s, and she's normally not up there. And she hasn't been eating anything that's got any carbohydrates in it, other than that seasoning that we've put onto the ground beef. So I guess we'll have to see, and maybe that's not a seasoning that I can actually have and expect to be in ketosis, or maybe it's something I can have once in a while. I won't even do it if that's what it is. But, it's nice to know. Now, I did try something different here. I've tried 2 of these now. The carnivore bars. I've tried 2 of them that have carbohydrates. Altogether, I've tried 5 of the carnivore bars. I've tried their unsalted, they're salted, they're garlic. When I first tried them, I wasn't really sure about them. And that was early on into my carnivore lifestyle. I wasn't fat adapted. I was still used to the sweet taste of everything and not having it. So when I ate the carnivore bar, to me it was really bland tasting, and I really didn't care for it. I don't know, it was a month and a half ago, I decided to try them again, and I actually really liked them. They're really good. I got a hold of the carnivore honey and the honey barbecue, the salted one and the barbecue. And I tried those. Now, they have 7 grams of carbs in them. And the 2 different days that I tried these, and they were tried about 4 days apart, so I could tell if I had any reaction to them at all. This was like a couple weeks ago I tried these. I didn't have any effects at all. When I tried the carnivore, or the carnivore bar, the honey salt, I think my blood sugars went up 2 points in the 2 hours afterwards, but I think that was just from, normal. I didn't have any aches or pains or any side effects from having it. Didn't have any cravings or anything like that. So, and it had just a slightly sweet taste. It wasn't really overpowering. I thought it was going to be overpowering because it's honey, and I haven't had honey in well over a year. And then, so 4 days later, I had the honey barbecue. Again, that had 7 grams of carbs, and it was absolutely delicious. And I'm not a big barbecue person, but these were really good. Yeah, it's just different. And with the honey barbecue, I didn't have any rise in my blood glucose at all. No aches or pains after eating it, which tells me that it's genuinely good ingredients because my body accepted it. I know that if I eat something that's not right for me, I feel it the next day. And I've been able to do that early on, like within the first 30 days, I could tell if I ate something bad. I had no issues with the carnivore bars that are made with the honey salt and the honey barbecue. They're actually pretty good. I like the honey garlic. That one, I think that one is actually my favorite one, is the honey garlic. I like garlic. But it's something that I'll do again. Yeah, they are a little expensive, but they're worth it. They're great tasting, and it's like a meal replacement. It's got the 400 calories in it. Most of it comes from fat, like it should. It's just about perfect 80-20 ratio for the fat protein. It's right what you need. It keeps you satiated longer so that you can go in between meals. You can use it as a meal replacement. 400 calories isn't a lot of calories, but you don't need a lot of calories when you're getting your calories from fat. And this has got the right fat to protein ratios in it, so it's actually something that's good for you. And it tastes good. If you're doing keto or ketovore, carnivore, if you're somebody that can have the honey, try them. Try the honey barbecue, try the honey salt. Actually pretty good. The unsalted and salted, they're great also. Actually, I really couldn't tell much of a difference between the unsalted and salted. To me, they were pretty much the same, and they had a great taste, and they fill you up and keep you full. Oh, what else? That's about all I've got for today. Again, for the Kiltz Health Digest, I'll put a link down in the show notes. If you want to try Carnivore Bar, I have a link down there that you can try that and get a discount on that too. Other than that, it's been another wonderful day. Y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to you again in a couple of days. Thanks.